Hello and welcome to Sobrix. I'm Adam and this is Sobrix. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking a look at the new Lego Ninjago Dragons Rising Cole's Elemental Earth Mech set. This is set number 71806. It has 235 pieces and I paid $20 for this set. This is a set for the newest wave of the Dragons Rising stuff. I don't know if it's like the second season of that kind of stuff or whatever. And I really enjoyed a lot of the sets from the first wave. And this wave was kind of exciting to me because it had a lot of different mechs, and there's some stuff that where the mechs can kind of interact with each other, or parts can be kind of swapped out, which we can see here on the back of the box. So I do have Cole's mech, Sora's mech, and the set with Kai's mech, so I'll be able to kind of customize those a little bit, which I think is a great idea, and hopefully was executed well. And this just looked really interesting to me, and as far as value goes, we'll see, but it does have at least two minifigures that are, if they're Ninjago quality, it seems like they're going to be pretty good, and there looks like there's some nice stuff in here. So I'm very excited about this. So in this video, I'm going to open this up. I'm going to put this together, and then I'm going to share my thoughts on it. So while I build, I will speed the video up, and then I'll slow it back down to review this set. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the build for this Lego Ninjago Cole's Elemental Earth Mech, I just wanted to say thanks for watching, and then remind you, if you like this video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. That helps me a lot. So we start out here kind of building the torso area, and I really like how built out this was. It was kind of a good measure bigger and bulkier than a lot of the other mechs I'm familiar with. We add the legs, and the legs actually looked like super basic until you add kind of that final knee pad like piece. But I really liked how the feet were done. And then in the second bag of pieces, we get another minifigure, and we start building out the arms. And again, these arms have a lot of bulk to them, which I really appreciate in this build. And some nice piece usages. I really like the color scheme, and then getting to the end, we finish up the accessory here, and then now on to my review for this set. Okay, so here we have Cole's Elemental Earth Mech from the Ninjago Dragon Rising Series 2. This is really fun. I like mechs. I've built some of the bigger Ninjago mechs. I built some of the smaller ones. I liked the Star Wars mechs, except I didn't really like the price. I've liked some of the Marvel mechs. They're a fun thing for Lego to do, and I think I prefer mechs over like construction figures almost every time, if not every time. And I just haven't been wowed by construction figures, and these sort of serve a similar purpose, although not identical. But this is really, really cool, and there's a lot to talk about, so I'll get right into it. So the first thing we'll look at is the minifigures like we normally do. First one we have here is Cole. So they did change up the design for the Ninjago characters' outfits for this second wave, and they also changed the balaclava, or the head mask and scarf and everything. So it is dual molded here, but this is a new one. So that's kind of interesting. The other ones, I think from the last Dragons Rising stuff, had the like piece that goes around the neck and onto the back that can hold some katanas and stuff, had the lower part of the mask, and then the helmet was separate, but now this is all together. We can see the face here with kind of the extra mask or eye black or whatever there, has an alternate face here, which is good. And we have Cole's kind of insignia or emblem there. Some nice detailed printing here with some metallic stuff. Color scheme is very good. Printing on the midsection, printing on the legs. Some really nice stuff for that kind of belt or that waist tie. And then down to the feet. Looking at the back, we have some stuff written on here, and this is just really good. I've been really pleased with a lot of Ninjago minifigures, and this is no different. This might, in my opinion, be better than the last ones. I'm not sure. I do prefer having just the full mask as one piece instead of having like the back piece with the lower half of the mask and everything like that. So this is an improvement to me. I'd have to compare them side by side as far as the torso and legs go, but I really like Cole here, and Cole does have like a katana accessory there. And the other minifigure is, I believe, just called a Wolf Warrior here. Let me see if I can find anything about that. I think Wolf Mask Warrior. So I think Lord Raz or Lord Ras from the first series kind of had a wolf-headed was a wolf-headed character, and this one's similar to that. They do have kind of like a scimitar or scimitar type sword here, kind of a curved blade there, which is pretty cool. Really nice printing on the torso with some almost like, it looks like throwing blades or something almost printed on there, like tucked into their crossbody thing, or what do they call those? Like a bandolier, but not for that kind of ammunition. But really detailed here. I like that a lot. Printing on the midsection, printing on the legs, down to the feet. There's a little bit. So that's really good. Nothing on the arms. And then we do have kind of these pauldron like little things on the shoulder or shoulder pads there. And then this is interesting because I think for Lord Raz or whatever, I believe they do not have a normal minifigure head under their wolf thing. So this is called a Wolf Mask Warrior because, as you can see on the back, it has a tie and it is a mask, which is very interesting. So this piece is dual molded, and then we do have a face print here, and we have an alternate one, which, as far as I can tell, is just different kind of color eyes, which might be hard to see here. Those eyes. And then those ones. So there's a little bit of a difference there. As far as the expression goes, I think it's largely the same, but the eyes is the big difference. And then at the back, we can see kind of this wolf mask emblem or logo or insignia that looks similar to the Dragon Rising one for the Ninjago characters, but in a wolf instead. So that's very cool. I think there are a lot of these wolf mask different characters that will be appearing in many of these sets, but they're very good quality. I do think the Lord Raz character had a head that went right onto a minifigure's torso, like neck piece, without a minifigure head underneath. So that is different here, but this production quality on this is very, very good, and I like that it's dual molded for some of those things. The Lord Raz mask, I believe, was just black and then had printing on it, which maybe I thought some of the printing could have been better. So this seems to be an improvement, but I'll have to see if that Lord Raz character pops up in any of these sets. And then the rest of this build is this Cole's Elemental Earth Mech, and this is really cool. There's a few reasons that I started with this one. Like I said, I have the Kai set, which I believe comes with like a Wolf Warrior mech as well. And I have the Sora mech, and I like Sora a lot. And then I have, I think, a J one from it's like a smaller like battle pack that I thought was really interesting value. But the reason I started with this is I liked the color scheme and I liked how bulky it looked. And I wanted to see sort of how it was all done, and I don't think I was really I don't think it was a letdown. I think this was a great place for me to start, and then I'll kind of go through and look at the other ones, and then I'll be able to swap out the arms and the legs and everything here. So this is really great. One of the first things to note: no stickers in this set, so that's a print. So that's very cool. It's kind of the Dragon Rising head with like the dragon orb or whatever in there. So that's a print. Very bulky legs, very bulky arms, very bulky kind of torso area here. And for being like the Earth mech, I think that works really, really well. And I love the gold and the translucent orange and the black and the different things that are going on in here. So really, really fun. It does have an accessory here, which is like this giant hammer, which is pretty cool. I think it looks really good. And my only complaint for it is that these bits spin here, and I wish they would be like a little more, stationary. I wish they wouldn't spin as easily or as much. I would like them to kind of just stay there, but there's probably a way for me to make that happen. And so that's a minor complaint, but this is a pretty hefty hammer. It looks really cool, and I think it's a pretty great brick built weapon there. A little bit of Technic for the kind of handle or the staff there. And then we have a Mech. So this does not have knees really that bend. It doesn't have elbows that bend, which is pretty standard for a lot of mechs, especially ones that use the newer kind of mech piece here, which you can see right here. The legs actually don't use that. They use these like L plates. You can see it kind of in there. So these L plates here are a really good choice. It gives the mech kind of a squat stance, and just makes it feel really bulky. And it almost looks like the knee is bent, or it does look like the knee is bent in a way that it's pretty convincing, so that's great. But then we do have ball joints at the feet. I love how big these feet are. One of my things about mechs is I like them to be at least 2 studs wide, and a good length here, and these are that plus some. So some really good stuff here, some good piece usages, and they just feel very, very stable and very nice. The legs actually are not that complicated, but they use this bigger, I don't even know what to call this piece, this big piece kind of for the knee pad, which does a lot of work here. So we do have like this kind of, I call it like the tulip pedal piece, but this little piece here, there, and that's pretty much all that's on the legs. On this side we do have the extra modified plate with the clip, so you can clip a katana to there, which I always love when they make room for accessories to be on there. So I think these like knee pad kind of things do a lot of the heavy lifting to make the legs look great, and I think it's a success. So that's really, really awesome. Looking at the arms, they are pretty much the same, right to left, and they actually use 2 of those kind of mech arm pieces that we see in the Star Wars mechs and the Marvel mechs and some of the other Ninjago mechs. So it uses 2 of them, which adds a lot of heft to it, and that's really, really great. We have some like translucent orange kind of through there. This slope piece, angled piece, has like it's got extra like stuff molded into it. It makes it look almost stone or gem like or something like that. A couple of translucent Nexonite shields. The fingers, just 2 fingers on this one. They don't articulate individually, so they can just move like this. So if this was in the hand, there is a spot for a Technic pin, so this can be put in there and the fingers can kind of be wrapped around there. It's not going to wrap all the way around there, but that's okay. And I guess I don't mind. It is a little strange, but it kind of makes sense a little bit as well. And then they use kind of that same piece that they used for the knees up on the shoulders, and you actually like clip it in here, and then you stud it down with some studs on the side stuff and these kind of curved plates there. So that's nice. Other side is very much the same, and I think it looks really good. It covers up, does a good job covering up the joints, and where the joints are visible, it doesn't feel too out of place. It feels about right. So they have a decent range of motion here, and that's very good to be able to kind of get this into a lot of different positions. It cannot get like across its body with its arms. It's too bulky to like be able to reach just across itself, and so that's maybe a bummer. But what it can do, and which isn't always the case though, is this hip section, which has like that tulip pedal, is very, very small, but underneath the torso it does have hips and a waist where you can turn. So this can turn all the way around. These can come out of here pretty easily, I would say. So you can separate that off. I like how this was done, tiled out, feels very finished off there, which is great. They have kind of the typical chest piece here for a mech set there, but then a really built out kind of cockpit area with some nice stuff in there, and using kind of a bigger plate here to get that broad chest, broad shoulders look there. So there is a spot for Cole to be studded down in here. Let me see. And we can have him like that. So I think he's supposed to be sitting down in this one, as far as I could make sense of that. But I think that looks really good. He can still see over the top there, and he looks well protected except for his head, but that's, pretty typical of mechs. And I think that looks awesome. I think he looks really good in there. Looking at the back, it's a lot of anti-studs. It's a lot of the back of plates and stuff, so not super finished off. That doesn't bother me very much. Any pop of the translucent kind of colors, I think, adds to that. The gold is nice to help it feel a little more well-rounded and finished all the way around, but I don't think it looks bad at all, but it just looks really, really good from the front to me. And so I think this was pretty successful and pretty awesome. The other reason I wanted to start with this one is kind of getting towards value here. So I'll show the extra pieces first, and then I'll get into that. There's not very many extra pieces. We do have an extra, you get 2 katanas. I have one clipped to the leg, and then another one here. Some translucent cheese wedge and the slope there, pyramid piece, your gold pieces, Technic pin, and a little tile there. So all your tiny pieces, your 1x1s, studs, tiles, pins, stuff like that. And this set is 235 pieces for $20. 2 minifigures with dual molded head pieces and alternate faces and really good printing on the midsection, printing on the legs. And then we get a very substantial mech. So I think this is a very fair deal. A while back, I looked at a Ninjago kind of dual mech pack that I think was $20 retail, and I might have got it on sale. And it had 2 mechs that were maybe, $10 mechs or something like that. And I think that was okay. But I was pretty used to, for the Marvel mechs, paying around $15 for them. And then when the Star Wars mechs came out, the Darth Vader one, the Boba Fett one, and the Stormtrooper mech all came out, those retailed for $16, which I was against. And when I compare what I have in front of me for this Ninjago Cole's Elemental Earth mech, this feels like so much more Lego than either or any of the Marvel or the Star Wars mechs. Now, it doesn't have the IP attached to it. It's not Wolverine. It's not Darth Vader. So that is meaningful, but there, as raw plastic goes, this is way more, and it just looks a lot more. I think it's pretty immediately evident that there's more here. And despite not having IP related characters and stuff like that, it's really good quality. It's a nice build, and the minifigures are really, really good. So I think this is a better deal than those. But I don't know how much value I put in, being able to have a Darth Vader mech or a Wolverine mech or a whoever else, Rocket, Thanos, Hulk, War Machine, Venom, or Spider-Man, or whatever, all the different mechs there. And this is really, really cool. And then this, I think it's important to note that for talking about the value of this set, there is an extra element here, which I mentioned at the beginning, that if a person had all 3 of these kind of new wave of Ninjago mech sets, they can be kind of disassembled and put together in a bunch of different combinations. And I think that's a really cool choice. I like when Lego does like modularity things like this, like with the custom car garage and the 2K drive stuff, and with some of the new Lego City Space stuff, they have like a modularity kind of thing. And I think that's a really, really cool system in all the different iterations, and it makes these sets like more valuable when combined with something else. And that's also what I talked about actually with the Monkey Kid Mize Dragon Jet set that I recently looked at, because that one can be combined with a mech, and that adds like a ton of possibilities. I think this adds a ton of possibilities for play, a ton of possibilities for just display as well, and I think it is just a really great option. So I'm excited to build like Sora's mech here and Kai's mech, so I can be able to like kind of, you know, swap all these different pieces out and make some different kind of creations, because that's very fun, and I think that adds to the value to the set. So, you know, $20 is about right. You know, I don't know if these minifigures are worth $5 a piece here, but they are really good quality, and I think there are probably minifigures that go for, you know, way more money than that don't have as much detail or aren't as good of quality. And this is very nice. So I was pretty happy to see that, and I'm looking forward to building kind of the other mechs from this wave of Ninjago. So in my mind, this is a fair deal. You know, if you were to get this for 20% off, you can take $4 off of here, get this for $16, which is what the Star Wars mechs retailed at. I think it's this, you know, 100%. But then again, some people might value the those characters and it being Star Wars more than just Lego, because there is more to it than that. I did look at all the Star Wars mechs and I did buy them, so you know, it's not like I wasn't going to, because I did think it was cool to get those characters in mech form. But as talking, like, if we're comparing different things in regards to value, to me this is a pretty clear winner in terms of better value. So I really like this, and I think it looks very cool. You can get it into like a lot of great poses, and I'm sure it can like stand on one leg and all sorts of cool stuff there. So that's very fun. So you can just have it standing up like this, and I love that. I think that's really, really great. So I like this set a lot. Think it's good value. Think it looks really nice. Good minifigures. So very good. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including some of those other Lego Ninjago Dragon Rising mechs that just came out, as well as older Ninjago sets, tons of different stuff, and then sets from all different themes, all different shape, size, price point, piece count. Subscribe so you don't miss any of those upcoming Lego videos. And if you want to support this channel and support my videos here, you can do that right here on YouTube with membership, supers, and thanks. All of that stuff helps me a lot, so I very much appreciate it. And I still have the Patreon. It's linked in the video description, linked on my channel page, patreon.com/sobricks. And I'm going to keep trying to deliver exclusive content for the Patreon and the membership, and you get access to my videos early before they're up publicly, and some other stuff I have in the works. So but it also just helps, you know, support me, so I am very, very grateful. So thank you very much. Maybe consider checking those things out. I appreciate it. And with all of that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.